hung out with Andrew a fair amount over the years, and he's been involved in this kind of work since I can remember. I always had a lot of respect for that. I was kind of inspired by the work that they were doing. Essentially reaching out to those with disabilities all over New York City. And it was something that I thought, wow, that's really great that somebody else is out there doing that. I'm really glad about that, Maybe I'll give them $20 sometime. Eventually, it's almost hard to remember the moment. I just thought that that's something that I don't do enough. It's one of those moments where you stop and you actually sort of internalize all the things that you've been saying, you've been listening to, you've been hearing about giving back. That's when it hit me, and I said to Andrew, I said, I would like to, check that out. I would like to get involved in some way. I'm not sure if I'm the right kind of personality, the right kind of fit, but I said, if you know of something that you think would work, I would like to try to fulfill that kind of role for somebody else. It was as simple as that. I think only 3 days maybe went by before he called me and said, actually, there's a guy that I have worked with for a few years now, a friend of mine. His name is Keith, and he loves to play music. He likes a lot of the same music that you do. He doesn't get to go out that much. He doesn't get to go play or to go see music. And he said, I think there's a real need there, and you might be perfect for that. So I said, cool. So we actually got together, the three of us, a few times. I got to know Keith a little bit, and he's a super cool guy. We've been getting together every few weeks or so, hanging out at his place a little bit, getting to play some music, and it's been great. And it's a process where you get to know somebody. It's a much different sort of a dynamic, I suppose, than when you usually meet someone. Every aspect of life interacts with what we believe, or what we say we believe, or the difference between the two, right? I don't think it's something at all that God has specifically called me to, because I think it's something that we're all called to. There's different ways you can try to fulfill what you say that you believe, and this is just one of those ways. It definitely gives a new perspective. Whatever you're doing for the least of these people, you're doing for me. I think for almost everyone it's a different perspective when you actually do that than when you just think about it, And what I find is that it's not as dramatic. It's not as overly intense as you think it might be. It turns out it's really just getting up one day, going out to meet one person who might need this particular thing in their life, and trying to do that for them, because that a lot more was done for you, that you didn't deserve. You realize you're actually creating, you're giving something, to someone else, which is cool. It changes your perspective.